All right, so hey, people of God, this is Rashana B back with On My Way Up movement, and I'm back with an awesome word. So I wanted to talk to you about something that I think that you really need to be prepared for if you're not already, if you haven't picked up on what this season entails. And this is a season that is hot. You know, people are out of school. You know, there's a lot more time on our hands. It's a lot more, lax. It's a lot more events going on, parties, outdoor events, pool parties. People are in bikinis. People are half dressed. We got our cute dukes on, our flanks out, as the old folks say. Dudes are walking around, no shirts on, six-pack showing, looking like they got on a Spider-Man suit, looking real nice. If you haven't picked up on what I'm trying to tell you, this is a season that you will be tempted with lust, child of God. And if you are living upright, not necessarily perfect, but you've been delivered out of a lot of sin cycles, okay? You've been, strengthened against a lot of patterns. You cut a lot of soul ties. You maybe have went celibate. Maybe you've gone sober and you're living a pretty clean life. And you've been focused. And it's been fairly easy up until now, okay? Now you're being exposed to a spirit of lust. There's a thing of nakedness going on, okay? Like I said, pool parties, the beaches, everything is on deck. No bars are held, okay? Everything is going down, okay? And so the enemy uses that because he hasn't had access to you, because like I said, you've had all these boundaries up. You've been protecting yourself. You've been prayed up. You've been focused. You haven't been really tempted with too much. People have been clothed. You've been busy working. The kids been in school. And so you've been really consumed more or less with just the workflow. Okay. But now you got time. And idleness is the devil's workshop. Okay. Flesh is being exposed. And so now the enemy needs access to you, and it's easier to access you now. It's easier to tempt you now for all of the said reasons above. Okay. And so what I want you to understand is that is the only way that the devil can get to you. The enemy can get to you. And he wants access to you because he wants to ravage every area in your life. He's angry with you. He hates you. He's upset with you, okay, that you've been able to overcome things, that you've been denying him. And, he feels betrayed. It's like the nerve of you. You've been rocking with me all this time, okay, and we've had some good times together, and now all of a sudden you switched up, and now you want to tell me no. You want to rebuke me. You want to resist me. You want to stand against me. The nerve of you. And so he's turned up. Okay, and he's ready to tear you a whole new butthole at this point. Okay, and all he's looking for is this much room, this much of a foothold, this much access. And lust is a very effective way of tearing somebody down. Okay, it is a very effective way of dimming your light, siphoning your anointing. And so here is another point I want to bring. Counterfeits are going to come at you. You've been praying for marriage. You've been praying for a spouse. You've been waiting. This is one of the reasons why you've decided to clean your act up and go celibate, because you're waiting for your kingdom spouse, or the man that God has for you, or the woman that God has for you. And so now you will be tempted with counterfeits. But there are three things that are going to set apart the real from the fake, the counterfeit from the God sent. God does not rush you. He's never going to try to control you, and he's never going to ask you to sin against your own body. So let that be how you vet the real from the fake, the counterfeit from the God sent. Okay. People of God, there's an account. I always like to bring biblical support, okay, to what I'm saying. And if you go back and you read the book of Numbers, chapter 22 through 24, you'll find a story about a king and a warlock, okay? And so the king is threatened. He's in fear of the Israelites. They're numerous. They keep producing. They're fruitful. They're powerful. They're strong. They're resilient. And he feels completely threatened by them. And so what he does is he employs a warlock. He goes to a warlock and he asks him to curse them, okay? And so the warlock tries to do so. He looks for a place. He builds up 7 altars, okay? He goes to 3 different locations, and in total, he sets up 21 different altars. He sets up 21 different altars so that he can curse them. And so what happens is that the warlock ends up telling him, there's no sin found. I can't curse them. Basically, I don't have access. I cannot access them. There's no sin. There's no fault found with them. They've been faithful. I can't curse them. And in fact, because they were so upright, God saw to it that the warlock had to bless them. Okay, so let that be encouraging to you, that God will see to it that your enemies will have no choice but to bless you. They can't even speak a curse against you. But we will find. He tells the king, send some Moabite, some foreign women into the camp. Okay, and he tempts them with lust. And unfortunately, the Israelites fall short into lust. Okay, and the curse is able to affect them. He is able to curse them. Okay, that particular warlock wasn't who did it, but you will find later on that curses fell upon them. Okay, they ended up being cursed by God himself. Okay, go back and read Numbers chapter 22 through 24. You guys, you will find that the Old Testament, the Bible period, is very, very interesting. Okay, it's not just like, a book full of just stories that are not applicable or that are not real. These are actually real stories, but when you read them and you find out, just how close to home they hit, just how modern they seem when you think about it, just how human they are. We forget that a lot of these people in the Bible are not characters. They're real humans with real emotions. Okay, they're a lot like me and you. They just had a call on their life. They were chosen by God. They were anointed like many of us. They had to go through trials and testings, but they were human. And you will see just how human they are. And that's really refreshing to me, because not only does it help me when I fall short and I fall weak, but it encourages me to stand strong, okay, and to strategize. And it teaches me secrets and things to stand strong. And so here it was. They were doing well, okay. They had been delivered. They had been empowered. They had been freed, okay. They were standing strong, 10 toes down, chest out, standing on business. And lust, it took them under. People of God, don't let that be your portion. Don't let it be your portion. Because lust, that is a terrible thing to fall short to. Is the one that you sin against your own body, the only one, okay? And it has the ability to give Satan so much access to you that it's unfathomable how much access that he has to you by committing sexual immorality. No sin is greater than the other, but this one, it just gives him more access for some reason, okay? And I'm still praying about that. But infirmity, weakness of spirit, it attacks you so much. The way sexual immorality, I talk about this a lot on my platform because that has always been the one for me. And if you look at just the events history, okay, a lot of great people, kings, mighty men of valor, people with, awesome, extraordinary testimonies that achieved great exploits, fell short behind lust, a woman, a man, a forbidden relationship. Okay, just check it out. It's nothing to sleep on. And just check out the spirit of the atmosphere. Okay, check out the vibe. Okay, just think about it. I think about it. When I was in the world, y'all, this was the season that I stayed half naked. This was the one. This was the one, y'all. This was it. You ever heard the phrase summer love? Because it's something about this season that is forbidden, that is sensual, okay? And you have to stay alert and vigilant. You have come so far. You have been doing so well. Do not give the enemy a foothold. People of God, please like, subscribe, share, comment. Tell me what you all think about my content, and I'll be back with another word.